There's been an explosion in mental illness in like what we call phase 2 or wave 2. What happened is, although the lockdown was a great thing for the virus physically, but it has wreaked havoc on our mental health. By being secluded, quarantined, isolated, it has, and for some of us, brought out the worst. A large escalation in domestic violence, alcoholism, suicide, all sorts of abuse. So what's happened is the derivatives of maybe a dysfunction in individuals is really exposed if they're isolated and don't have their props and ways to take care of themselves. What is going on right now in terms of, I mean, a month or so after the virus and people are getting out? Why so much mental illness? Well, if we look, first it started where the people were all sequestered, they were isolated, they were quarantined. That led to possible people self-medicating themselves with alcohol and drugs. That led to domestic issues that were underneath anyway, with people having poor communication, poor coping skills. That led to domestic violence. It has led to more alcoholism, suicides, and a deterioration in our family systems. And unfortunately, our systems of care are now totally overwhelmed, and people are finding it harder to reach out and get help. So if we talk about the natural human response to become distant through what we call the behavioral immune response system that's innate, then what we're seeing then is it's being overused, and now people are deteriorating because of what they had to do to save themselves from the pathogen. We need to really build up our infrastructure for mental health supports. There needs to be more emphasis now on mental health care. So what are we going to do in times of uncertainty and fear right now? Well, first, don't let fear overcome you. Okay, number one. And one of the things that happens that we do unconsciously is we ruminate. We think and think and think and try to come up with solutions, and we just make ourselves worse. We call it rumination, and it's really very self-destructive. It leads to panic attacks, suicides, you name it, drinking. So stop it and just distract yourself. That's number one. Number two, okay, we want to change our mental set. Well, what does that mean, change your mental set? It's simple. We want to change our attitude, okay? So why can't we hang around with positive people, do positive things? If attitude is everything, let's pick a positive one, okay? Then the third, we need to take care of our cognitive functions so we make good decisions. A lot of us we're so nervous and worried we can't think straight. So we need to really focus on some smaller projects, things that make us feel good and well ordered and organized. And when we come to that is messy. We got to clean up our mess. If your desk is a mess, you get much less done. So let's clean up and stop being messy, and you'll see you'll be able to think clearer and make better decisions. Okay, number five. Okay, this media hysteria has gotten out of control. You turn on the media, you could jump out of your skin, and you think the world is falling down. Let's just listen to CDC. They have great stuff, and that's a great source of information. And then last but not least is get out there, see a horizon. If any way you could get people dying to go to the beach because they see out at a horizon. It's a human phenomenon that helps people release endorphins and change their perspective. So get out there, on top of a mountain, go look at some landscape, go down to the beach, whatever you can do, and get out there in the light.
BregmanMD Medical Group offers online psychiatry and online therapy.